Hello there, friends. I'm back with another video today. We are going to be learning a little bit more about division. We're going to learn a couple more strategies that are going to help us solve division problems. So the first strategy you learned was to draw equal groups. The second being repeated subtraction. So today we're going to actually add another one to your bank of strategies. So the first strategy that I'd like to talk to you about today is to use fact families, or really it's using a multiplication problem to help you solve a division problem. So just like we talked about in class today, you can think about multiplication and division working together into a family. So let me show you a quick example. So if I've got 12 divided by 3, that would be, our quotient would be 4. So what a fact family is going to say is that I can do 12 divided by 4 and get 3. I can also multiply 3 groups of 4 to get a product of 12, or 4 groups of 3 to still get a product of 12. So all 3 of these numbers work together in a family. So you'll see our triangles coming back. The biggest number always goes on top, which in this situation is our 12. It's our quotient. And then we've got a 4 and a 3, which are our 2 factors, or they would be our quotient and our dividend. So when you think about fact families, you want to think about all 4 of these problems work together, and those 3 numbers are going to fit. So I could divide 12 divided by 3 to get a quotient of 4, or I could flip it and I could do 12 divided by 4 to get a quotient of 3. And then again, I can multiply 4 groups of 3 or 3 groups of 4 to get the same answer of 12. So how does this help us with division? Let me show you. So let's say we have the problem 36 divided by 6, and we don't know what the quotient is. Well, let's put this into our triangle. We have 2 pieces of our triangle. We have the 36 and we have the 6. So what you're really saying is something times 6, or 6 groups of something, is going to equal a product of 36. So now you can use any multiplication strategy you want to troubleshoot or to figure out what 6 groups of something would equal 36. In this situation, the answer would be 6. So 6 groups of 6 equals 36. So if you think about that fact family, 36 divided by 6 is also going to be 6. So this is using multiplication, or the fact family, to help you figure out the division problem. So this is where multiplication is going to be really helpful, especially if you are pretty fluent and pretty quick with your multiplication facts. If you're not, remember you still have strategies to help you solve, but eventually we do want to get a little bit quicker in our multiplication facts so that both division and multiplication come to us a little bit quicker. Okay, the next strategy I want to teach you guys is called skip counting. This one hopefully will feel pretty familiar to you because we skip count in a lot of areas. Our problem is 25 divided by 5. So our dividend in this problem is 25. Our divisor is 5. So what we could do to figure out what the quotient is we're just going to start counting by 5s until we get to 25. So we're going to say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now, because I've hit 25, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to count how many numbers I have written. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the quotient in 25 divided by 5 would be 5, because when I skip counted by 5, I skip counted 5 times to get the quotient of 25. Let's do another one. That might have been a little confusing with all those 5s in there. So let's do 63 divided by 7. So instead of counting by 5s, in this situation, we're going to count by 7. We're going to say 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, and finally 63. So again, we want to stop and we want to count the number however many times we counted by 7. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in this problem, 9 is going to be our quotient. So that just gives you 2 more strategies on how to solve multiplication problems. So in this video, you saw fact families and you saw skip counting. In your previous video, you saw 2 other strategies. You saw equal groups and repeated subtraction. So there are 4 strategies you can use to solve a division problem, which is great. So you can pick any of these that you want. Like I always say, you might want to pick one and kind of stick with it. If you're really good with multiplication, fact families or skip counting would be a good choice for you. If you're still kind of working on your multiplication, you might choose equal groups or repeated subtraction, because those I think would be better strategies for those of us who are still working in multiplication. So I'm going to give you 2 tips that I would like for you to try, and you may use any strategy that you want to solve. So here we go. Okay, here we have it. You have 56 divided by 8 and 32 divided by 4. I want you to solve these problems, and then we will go over them in class when we have these back on Thursday. Okay, and your joke to leave you guys, it says, what do you get if you cross a skunk and a dinosaur? See you guys soon.